Hi, Larry Gaines, Power Cycle Trading. One of my favorite chart patterns is what we call a volatility compression squeeze. So it's a period of consolidation where market price can get very kind of coiled and have potentially explosive moves up and down, up or down. So what I like to do is scan for those trades. So I've got a scanner that I've coded in the rules for a volatility squeeze, and then I can go into any particular stock index or any ETF, look through what stocks are in that. So for example, here's the S&P 100. So this is on Thinkorswim. I can go into any of the things that they carry as far as data, and here's the S&P 100 right here. I like to look at that for potential breakout candidates. I also like the NASDAQ 100 right here. So these offer a lot of potentially good, really powerful breakout candidates. So what I've got it on right now is currently the S&P 100 stocks. And so then I can just put those in, look for what's in a squeeze on a daily, a weekly, monthly, really anything from intraday 1 minute all the way up to 1 month. And then I can sort and I can see what's looking like a potential candidate for a good breakout trade setup. So let's take a look at a few. So the other thing I can do is I can actually scan for things that have already triggered out of a squeeze. So for example, here's Costco, C-O-S-T, and you can see here I click on this bar right here, this row, and you can see it's triggered out of this squeeze on a daily, and it's been 2 days. So you can see where it triggered right here, and it had this explosive move up. So this is a volatility squeeze. So see how the price action is just coiled, just chopping, and we're looking for the directional move either up or down. And we can look at for the breakout direction, we use momentum flows. So down below you see cycle 1, cycle 2. These are momentum measuring indicators, and when we see momentum positive, the likelihood is for a break in that direction of the momentum, which in this case is up. So that's an example of Costco. Now here's one that just fired on Microsoft. So this is a volatility squeeze, and you can see this is on Microsoft, which is triggered to the upside. And it's got a potential to get back up here to that prior high, 97.17. And then the next area we'll look for is a target up here to the 1272 at close to $100. Here's one that looks real good, is on Lockheed Martin. So this has been in a squeeze on the daily for 16 bars or 16 days. And you can see it's just starting to fire and trigger to the upside. So nice potential momentum to the upside. And then you can see on the 4-hour time frame, it did trigger on a lower time frame. So what we like to look for is a squeeze within a squeeze. And this one had that 4-hour time frame that did trigger yesterday. So that looks good for an upside move. And then you see another one, Boeing here, right here. See my pointer? That's been a squeeze for 9 bars or 9 days. Very tight pattern. Now the only thing here is we've got an earnings coming up next week, but this looks really poised for a potential bigger move to the upside, barring something negative coming out of the earnings. So those are a few good trade setups you might want to follow. Now this is my own kind of personal watch list, so then you can build your own list, and so I like to scan between that. And so here's one that looks pretty good. This is on STZ, and it just triggered. It's been out of a squeeze. It triggered yesterday, but you can see here it's up at the top of this range, so up towards the 52-week highs, and in a very tight squeeze. So this has potential for a bigger move to the upside. And here's one on MasterCard. It's been a squeeze for 3 days, and that looks pretty good. It's got earnings coming up, but very nice tight squeeze here, potential to move back up to the prior highs. And one more here just to point out is this looks pretty interesting. Here is AKAM. So you can see it's cleared the moving averages. It's also in a squeeze, so it has potential for a breakout higher. So, this is one way that you can find a lot of different trade setups without having to spend a whole lot of time coming through charts each and every night. So one of the quick ways that I like to do it. I hope this helps. I'll talk to you on my next video update.